Hi there, welcome to another exciting episode on Treptalk. My name is Mudela, as you already know. Today again we're going to be distilling another wonderful experience from a German today. His name is Markus Becker. Markus Becker is a German, like I said earlier, and he grew up in Germany and in many different countries. Syria for one, Algeria, Saudi Arabia, UAE, and many other countries, I guess.
Yeah.
So he started in Germany and have a master's degree in international marketing management and focused on customer-centric innovation management. I love that, it's deep. So he has worked for several years as a businessman and is an IT consultant and a project manager with corporates like BMW. I love that, but I always felt more attracted to being an entrepreneur. That's the whole essence here today.
Yes.
Entrepreneur. Now at the age of 16, I love the fact that he founded his first business in the online gaming industry. Lovely, wonderful, 16. And in 2011, during his first time with the University Innovation Research Lab, he developed a framework called Collective Innovation Design. Beautiful. But I will leave him to say the other things he has done, what he has accomplished as we talk on the Treptalk today. Welcome to another exciting episode again. Don't touch the dial. We'll be back. Welcome back. Hi Markus, it's good to have you here.
Thanks for having me. It's an honor.
I'm really happy you're here.
You
So
very much.
except from everything I mentioned, I want you to talk more on yourself.
Yes.
And tell me what other things haven't I said?
Well, the introduction was quite long already, so I did a lot of stuff, that is true, but I would say most important, what actually brought me here to Nigeria, and I'm very, very happy to be here, is that I started working as a startup mentor like 1.5 years ago, and I realized that especially countries like Germany do not really know, or the people there do not really know what is happening in the startup ecosystem.
Right.
In Lagos, Accra and so on, you know, the big ones. And I started realizing they are like hidden champions under the startup metropoles. And this is actually when a idea came up to that there is a gap that needs to be closed, which I'm closing now, or hope to close now, which is Idea Seed Africa, the let's call it first non-African platform that creates awareness and visibility for local startups in countries like Germany and so on.
I love that. So now let's get talking better now. How was it like getting African partners to collaborate with in terms of business and to rub minds? I think we should start with Nigeria first because we are in Nigeria. Okay, so how was it like?
Yeah, it's that is a very interesting question. As you said in the introduction, I've lived in a couple of other countries, so I came around and got in touch with different cultures. Nigerian culture is very, very different. Still surprisingly good and easy to collaborate and work with a lot of, you know, like startups and Nigerian people. So I think we're going to talk about some other things that might come up.
Okay, I can't wait. Okay, now let's talk about challenges straight up for entrepreneurs in the emerging market, say compared to entrepreneurs in Germany, because I know you've lived in Nigeria for like 1 year now.
It's been a year
and
now,
you must have discovered some challenges you feel it's facing entrepreneurs here, and of course you know better for Germany entrepreneurs. So can you tell us a little bit of challenges you feel it's a little bit say same and unique with those in Germany?
Definitely, there are a couple of challenges that I think all people around the world face when it comes to being an entrepreneur. It doesn't have to do anything with the culture or the country that you're living in or starting a business in.
Okay.
And that is in the first place, I would say that most of the people have to start realizing that entrepreneurship is not for everyone, you know? And entrepreneurship means a lot of hard work. I think, and I still meet a lot of people, especially here in Nigeria from the startup ecosystem, that of course definitely want become an entrepreneur, start something. They have great ideas, smart mind. They are, lean and agile, but still, I think they need to understand what it really means to be an entrepreneur. At the end of the day, success comes from real hard work. It's like everyone is saying that, but it's true.
I love that.
Yeah, that's definitely the very first challenge that the people have to take to understand what really entrepreneurship means. I would say that's a tip from my side. Just give it a try.
Okay.
Give it a try. That's actually the best way to explore if that is something for you. Definitely, I would say a second thing that people have to face and are challenged by is the access to knowledge and technology, especially internet, for example. These are most important things, and you cannot really become successful or an entrepreneur or implement your idea or throw it on the market if you don't have the access to internet and knowledge. and
information.
Information, absolutely. That is most important.
Okay, now let's talk. You've been in Nigeria for 1 year, and I'm very sure you've visited all the African countries, as mentioned, like South Africa and others. Now, I want to know, what do you think needs improvement in terms of being an entrepreneur? Like you said, I quote you, you said being an entrepreneur isn't for everyone.
Yeah.
Now, but you understand the in-depth of being an entrepreneur. You understand what it takes to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think needs more of improvement, more of touch as an entrepreneur in Nigeria or in other African countries?
That might be a wrong way to say it, but it has something to do with being a little bit more professional.
Okay.
To do business or to work together with Nigerians, I also have to change things. Things that I did in Germany, I can't do it the same way here, and I cannot talk with the people in the same way. And the other way around, it's definitely the same. So I think. And this is also very important, which I'm trying to focus on a little bit on my channel, is that I try to teach or make people learn more about how do things work here, how do people think, how do people act, and why do they think and act in that way,
Okay.
So yeah, I think that's the first thing that comes to my mind.
I love that. Now let's talk about how you started, because I read your profile. You started a gaming company at the age of 16.
Yeah, that was.
First and foremost, before we go into the gaming thing, what was your drive? What prompted you at that age to create that?
That was basically fun. And that is the most important that I can also share with you guys out there. If you don't have fun in what you do or what you want to do, then becoming successful in that might be a little bit difficult.
Okay, I need to ask you. Now, we talked about the drive you had. The drive, you said it was so fun and all that. Now, talking about fun, I need to know, at the age of 16, creating a gaming company compared to Nigeria, nowadays, it isn't easy.
No, absolutely.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
So I want to know the challenges you faced then. Then let's compare it to right now. The kind of challenges people face, because the fear of unknown, the fear of coming out is one of, so that's a great challenge. So I really need us to expatiate further on the challenges you faced then.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, in the first place, I think it's also a matter of success and what success means to you. Doing something like that as a young entrepreneur might be not so scary when doing business or starting a new business, founding something, compared to the time when you are a little bit older, maybe have family and so on, So you have definitely more opportunities, more chances to do whatever you like, but at the same time, it is also very, very difficult for a young entrepreneur to being seen as a entrepreneur in the first place, especially from older people. to partner up with other companies, sponsors, investors, whatever, is very, very difficult.
Okay.
They might not see, you know, that professional young guy, that you might be actually struggling with things that more experienced people would do in a different way, or for them it might be easier. To do daily business stuff.
Of course,
you know?
of course.
So I think that is the most biggest
Challenges.
thing that comes to being a young entrepreneur.
Bang.
Absolutely.
Okay, now let's talk about today now.
Yeah.
Let's bring it on now. But before we continue, we need to take a break now. When we come back, we will talk about the role of entrepreneur and it's in the global system as a whole. Don't touch the dial, we'll be back. Welcome back. This is still Treptalk, and I still have my darling guest on today's show, Markus Becker from Germany. Now, we're going to talk about the entrepreneurial role in the global economy moving forward. So I think we should start with that. Please, let's talk about the entrepreneurship role in the global economy.
Yes.
Okay.
The entrepreneurship role is at the moment worldwide, I think, a very hot topic, and many people are following that for a certain reason, definitely. So I see, especially in countries like Germany and Spain and UK, US and so on, of course they have like a big startup ecosystem and everything is about entrepreneurship and so on, but I see a lot of people also, by this development, I also see a lot of people, you know, coming back to, let's call it necessary and also different kind of jobs. We need people who take care of taxes. We need every other kind of employee who works in a factory, for example. So that is definitely most important and a development that I see at the moment. But still, entrepreneurship is something very, very important because it helps countries, especially also like Nigeria, to be seen in the world. It's about being recognized, it's about awareness, and it's about a chance that these people, entrepreneurs, can take to grow something big and important worldwide importance. That's the thing. So there are a lot of opportunities.
So now let's talk about some experiences, because I can't really wait to especially in Nigeria here. You were just telling me backstage about some experiences you had, the traffic and all that, but I think that's by the side. Let's talk about the experiences you've had in African countries, Nigeria for one. Let's talk about them.
Okay. Most experiences are absolutely great and totally astonishing and surprising for me because, as I said before, like literally 1.5 years ago, I had absolutely no idea what is going on, and people tend to have prejudice against, you know, things that come out of Africa. And I came here and saw the opposite. It's totally different.
Wow.
It's fantastic to be here. I meet a lot of very smart young people, and I totally mean it. I totally mean it. That's actually why I'm doing all that stuff. A lot of young, smart people. They have smart minds. They are educated. They are hardworking. Absolutely. They have great ideas, great business models, innovative stuff. But they definitely have not only the will, but the drive to compete with top level stuff that's coming out of other countries like the United States or wherever.
Wow. That's a plus one to you, young entrepreneurs in Nigeria. Kudos to you. Okay, I like that. I like the fact that you're very tenacious, like I said earlier. Now, I need you to tell me about your greatest failure as an entrepreneur, because I believe every good entrepreneur out there, every successful entrepreneur for today should have experienced one failure or the other.
Absolutely.
So let's hear from Markus what his greatest failure. So let's talk about some failures.
Okay, failures. Yeah, I mean, to say I fail every day would be a little bit too much, you know, but there are failures every day that as an entrepreneur you have to face, you have to deal with. So it's the little things that when they come together, all of them in the same day, that's most of the time a very bad day. And you can you know, like break, and it can be horrifying to be an entrepreneur, to be honest. failures that I faced in the last couple of years were actually had to do with communication. That's when it comes down to the most important thing at the end of the day, it's communication. I could blame it on not having found the right partner to do business with. Not you could say it's not the right like co-founder or team member or whatever. But to be honest, and when you are honest to yourself, it's about communication, because I found that many things could have gone in a different way or into a different direction when speaking up, when sharing your thoughts and ideas and problems too with your co-founder, team members or whatever, or also sponsors and partners external of your company. So I would say that is definitely a thing that I learned, but I failed also in that. When you ask me to name one most important thing that is the reason for failure, I would say is miscommunication with other people. You know, so but then you have to find
the right box to fix yourself in.
Yeah.
I get you. Okay, now I need to ask you, as a successful entrepreneur, as someone who has been in the entrepreneur for years now, do you think there's some sort of pattern or formula to become a successful entrepreneur?
I like that question because the answer is no. What surprise?
I was thinking it as a pattern because I'm here to learn.
Yes,
I'm here to distill another experience. So I want to know if there's a pattern. That's what Okay, go on.
There is actually no pattern or no formula. It depends on yourself in the first place, and if you are the right character and have the right mindset to, you know, like keep up with the struggles and face new challenges and how you deal with them, and if you are ready to find everyday new solutions for problems that come up. So that is definitely a thing that people have to keep in mind. So, but there is no real
pattern or formula.
There is no top 10 things you have to do to become a successful entrepreneur.
Wow.
It's not. That's the truth. But most important for everyone is to find out for yourself what success actually is, what it means to you, how you define it, because that is a definition, that is an individual definition.
Of course.
Success does not mean, most of the time, for some it does, but for me personally, it's not about money in the first place. And this is where many people are struggling with and facing challenges, because they do business or become an entrepreneur because they want to get rich. You know the Nigerians. Every Nigerian that I meet, they have the biggest $1 trillion idea and want to get the, you know,
the dog.
Absolutely. So, and this is not the way it works. And this is totally understandable, but I think you should start realizing that, as I said before, it's more about having fun actually with what you do, not to focus on money, because that won't get you anywhere, and try to define being successful in a new way. It's you have to rearrange, find new orientation.
So, are you telling me that your first motive into going to business wasn't money making? Are you even telling me you're not enjoying the money? Are you telling me you just save the money in some bank and let the bank keep your money for you? I really need to understand that part.
That question is perfect, because it comes up, or I automatically have to come up with one very important thing that I see also relates to your last question, which is having a vision behind that. Of course, people start businesses and do something because they want to make money with it.
Okay.
Absolutely. But the question is, for what? For what purpose? If I want to do something to get money for myself, then maybe it should not be being an entrepreneur. Because being an entrepreneur, founding a startup is a marathon. You do something in the long run to grow it, to become a successful, and that means you have to earn money for your business idea, for your vision.
Okay.
To make your vision come to life, right?
Okay.
It is, at good business models, they have definitely found a way to make money. That is what I would say defines a good business model, a reliable business model, a successful, a sustainable business model.
Okay.
This is when it comes to making money. But to be honest, this money does not flow in your pocket. And that's something that people have to change in their mindset, because this money belongs to your company.
Okay. So I think that's where the question comes in, that what is entrepreneur to you? Because I feel we're getting two different meaning of entrepreneurs here on today's show. But we'll come back to that after this short break. Don't touch the dial. Welcome back. This is still Treptalk. It's getting interesting, like you said, yeah. Okay, we're still with Markus, and Markus was just about to explain to me what entrepreneur means to him. Because to me, I think it's about the money making. Let's get to know. So, Markus, I really need to know, because a lot of entrepreneurs out there don't really understand that entrepreneur is about innovations. I need to understand your own definition of entrepreneur.
It's about having visions, right? It's about seeing that there is a problem and having the solution to that. Finding new smart ways or different ways to do something. These are definitely things that I would relate to the word or to being an entrepreneur, right? You said it's about money making, and I said most of the people see that in the wrong way. It's the money that you do for your company, right? You don't found a startup or start up something because you want as much money as possible to flow in your pocket, right? That is definitely the wrong way to do something. Because that startup, because that money belongs to your startup, to your company. Of course, you can pay yourself a salary. That is absolutely fine. But only when you can allow the company to lose that money. So being an entrepreneur means also that I have to go a long, hard way without having money. That's the truth. You know, you are earning money for your company. And this is also a thing that I definitely see here a lot, and I talk a lot with people about it, that they are starting something because of the wrong reason.
So I need to ask you, was there any time you felt like quitting? Like, oh, I'm tired, Markus. It's time to go home. Or was it back home you felt like quitting? Let's just talk about it.
About quitting. Just recently, from a business trip to Germany, I came back to Nigeria, and Nigeria tends to hit you in the face directly when you come here, but in a good way. I'm having the best time of my life here in Nigeria.
You're welcome.
So no, but some things happened, and it tears you down. And yes, I have moments every day where I tend to say, you know what, let's just leave that behind and do something else. And or you have time frames in your life, like longer time, where you feel like quitting every day or so. So that is very, very typical. Also a very, very typical thing for an entrepreneur. You have to deal with that. You know, you have to. But at the end of the day, and to be honest, what I do, just to share some insights, I Netflix. I go down, turn on Netflix, you know, watch some movies and other stuff where I don't have to think, you know, where I can, you know, like relax a little bit, calm down, maybe go to bed and sleep, wake up the next day. Most of the time, you start seeing things then from a different perspective, and or sometimes, this is also what I have, you have to let go for several days. Don't work, don't do anything because it's too hard for you. Definitely, yes, I feel you. And this is also what I do. So this is what I can tell you is.
Well done. I like that. Well done. That's a great word. Oh. So, what advice, finally, on today's show, would you give to entrepreneurs who want to expand their businesses to other countries, say Germany for one? What advice would you give to them?
First of all, and I hope that this advice is something that you hear for the first time, don't go international. Because many people tend to be on each social media channel, you know, think about growing my business only when I do business in different countries. This is what international actually means. Then we have the term globally, which means worldwide.
Okay.
But don't start thinking that you have to go internationally to become successful, or to that this will positively impact your business, your way of doing business. I think it's most important to stay grounded and start realizing what is actually most important and key to your company and to your solution. Develop a better solution. Become perfect. Become expert in what you do, and do things better than anyone else is doing. Better service, or a better product, or whatever. And start in your own environment. May it be your country, may it be West Africa only, something like that. Although you consider West Africa is already going internationally.
I was going to say that.
But absolutely true, absolutely true. But what I mean by that is have a vision, think big, but act local, act as if you have the need to understand in the first place what is going on here, what is happening to my business, what is happening if I start offering something else, you know, like, because when you go internationally, you have much more struggles. You will face much more challenges.
Yeah.
It will be much more difficult for you to understand different cultures. When you go to North Africa, it's totally different there. When you go to Europe, you will have to face with German culture, which is already very different from the French culture, for example.
Yeah, it is.
You know, and this might lead to failure, to your business to fail, because you went too fast and, you know, started to wanting too much
of what
you
don't deserve for that
absolutely.
time. Thank you so much, Markus, for coming on today's show. I'm fueled. I'm fueled, like you just fed me. You fed me full.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Thank
I had
you
so much fun with you.
Thank you too. Thank you so much. Guys, I hope you heard everything. I mean, everything he said. Like he said, I cut one of them. I said, do not go international. So to those of you who already have that mindset of expanding international straight up, take it easy, guy.
Absolutely.
Take it easy, woman. You just have to take a step at a time, like he said. That's a very good, wonderful show, if you agree with me. Thank you so much, guys, for staying tuned on today's show. Before I go, I need to say a very big thank you to 2 people today on this show. First and foremost, I need to say a very big thank you to Oyato for styling me. I love my dress. Markus says he loves the dress.
I love it too. And the shoes, guys.
Yeah.
You need to check out the shoes, actually.
This is actually my innovation, so it is no one's innovation. If you want to partner with my show, comment on my number. Thank you, girl. And finally, to Aso Rock Watches. This is a watch.
Wow.
It's a beautiful wristwatch. I like it. It was given to me on my last show. I interviewed him and he gave me as a gift. Thank you so much, Acerok. Thank you, Emmanuel Iruola, the CEO Acerok Watches, and of course to Elizabeth Emmanuel, the CEO Oyato Fashion Empire. I really look fabulous today, if you agree with me. Thank you, guys. Until I see you next time on another episode on Treptalk. Until then, stay relaxed. Don't stress yourself. Don't go international now. Keep doing what you love doing best. And of course, it's not about the money. I think I agree with him on that today. It's not about the money. It's about blessing others. It's about having fun. It's about doing what you love doing best. I remain Modella. I think I've said enough for today. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.